beautiful people. It is Lilah here with another Love Bites with Lilah video. Welcome to my channel if you're connecting with me for the first time, and welcome back if you're a current subscriber. I'm so grateful. If you like what I have to share, please hit the subscribe notification and of course share with friends and family and anyone who you feel might need this message. I am a healer and I'm a cosmic seer, and I work from my practice here in Cape Town, South Africa. I wish you a most blessed and beautiful equinox, and hoping that you're having a wonderful week. So firstly, I want to apologize for my lack of videos over the last few weeks. Many of you will know that I had facial surgery for skin cancer, and I'm moving through the healing, and thanks to my beautiful healing guides and my own healing work, I'm feeling much better. My body's feeling physically stronger, and I think many of us can testify to that, right? Because the energies of December, January, February really had a lot of us laying low. And I think for me, that's a sign that there is a certain amount of assimilation taking place, right? There are a lot of downloads, a lot of new light activations, much purging. And so with all of that going on, our body comes to a place where it just needs to rest and allow the dust to settle. So what is it that I want to talk to you today about? Well, there are a number of things that have been shared with me over the past week. Some of those I have already shared with my community, my Starburst community online light activation group. If you feel the call to join the group, we are a sacred space. We are a circle of the most beautiful people, which I hold within my healing framework. That link is below. It's really very reasonable. And I have 2 monthly meditations aligned to the moon cycles and a Q&A, and then also some free mini readings. So yes, the support is there if you need it. But having said that, I shared with them about U-turn information, symbolic of where we are, about the changing timelines and the collapsing structures. But the one thing that I wanted to share a bit more of, which I did mention to them only briefly, is around what matrix is collapsing and dissolving at this point in time. Now, please remember, and again, I'm just going to remind you of a video I made a couple of years ago where I really started feeling the urge to share my teachings about the collapse in the energetic structures. If you want to know more about that, watch that video. But we are in a time of great transformation, right? And you can give it whatever names you like, but the energy structures, which are just thought form constructs, which is just the conscious field we find ourselves in, that has been created over hundreds of thousands of years by the thoughts, behaviors, and actions of humans, are changing and collapsing. And if you have listened to my videos, you will know that last year, towards the end of the year, there was a big collapse in the ego matrix. And what I feel, and this is in alignment with the sharing from my guides and also clients that I work with, is that there's a major collapse in the rescuer matrix. That old archetype of the savior, the martyr, the hero, the messiah, right? Whereas empathic people, we felt we needed to rescue. Now, I'm hands up here, right? I have gone through that rescuer archetype and still have, some semblance of that left in my field that really requires me to engage with that and check in where I am. So this information will not apply to everybody, but if you align to the archetype of rescuer and are feeling burnt out, tired, like you can't give enough, and feeling you really need to just step off and take care of self, then this information is for you. Because for the last 2 years, the words that have been coming through very strongly is that we are in the rise of the empathic warrior. Now, what does that mean? That means that your sensitivity is your strength and not something to hide away from, but that energetic sensitivity is something that you're being asked to work more and more with. So an engagement with your energy field, an understanding of your energy field, a commitment to self-care, time in solitude, and to the energetic healing that is required to maintain your field to. So again, as a reminder, I'm a healer. I'm not fully booked for months in advance. I have capacity. If you feel you want to connect with me one-on-one for a healing or a reading, the link is below. But having said that, let's just analyze the breakdown in the structure. Now, an energetic structure is first and foremost created by the actions, thoughts, beliefs of humans. There are other interferences, of which I'm not going to talk about today because there's a lot going on there, right? But the structure that holds then that energetic basis of the rescuer archetype is collapsing in the sense that more light is coming in, and that particular archetype is not serving of self. What happens when we go out to rescue? It's a bit like us seeing these people drowning in the ocean, calling out for help, right? And we get in our rowing boat and we row there. But because of the intense change we are in and the amount of suffering and healing people are going through, that demand has just increased 10,000, 100,000 fold. So if you are a healer, a caretaker, an empath, a person who feels they have to rescue, start examining how you interact with that. One of my big aha moments was 15 years ago when I was going through another surge in my healing, and I came across a book called Codependent No More by Melody Beattie, where I was the supporter of a codependent type relationship in many situations in my life because I felt I needed to be there to help. I needed to rescue. I needed to support. And we know that that need also creates a codependent referral, right? And so what I'm asking you to examine perhaps is, how deep is your need to be needed? How deep is your need to rescue others? Because that in itself is this Messiah, martyr, sacrifice archetype that is crumbling and is asking for you to re-examine. How do we re-examine that? We look at how we immediately respond to someone when they say, I need help. Perhaps you are at a day where you're exhausted, you're tired, or maybe you've set yourself some personal goals to achieve, and someone comes in who knows that you've always been there. I can rely on you, I can depend on you, I need you. And then we turn to them and offer that, but not having the energetic capacity to actually provide that. And so in this ocean that we're in, right, this ocean of consciousness, where there are many people sinking, and this is just an analogy, right, drowning, feeling overwhelmed, suffering heights of anxiety, the call to rescue has been great. However, your call is to self-care, self-care, self-care. Again, a reminder, another video that came to me before the whole COVID experience landed on planet Earth was that of the take care of yourself, the oxygen mask. That image of the mask came through very strongly in that video. And of course, at the time, it hadn't even hit us, right? So ironically enough, we were all walking around with masks on only 3 or 4 months later. And of course, I had a smile to myself at the symbolism my guides had offered me. But the information around that was about self-care. This is energetic self-care. This is not going off for a massage or a treatment or any of that. It's really asking you where you give energy out, where you feel drained by others, where you give when you're actually feeling exhausted. That is not caring of self. And so this breakdown in the rescuer archetypal matrix is asking you to change your pattern of behavior. From being that person who rushes out in their boat to save all the souls, and instead become the lighthouse to which the boats may find themselves. Because along with that is also a greater call for many, many people to become more responsible for their own energetic field, behavior, thoughts, actions. This is the path of the new human. And if you haven't watched my video around that, a link above. The new human is responsible for themselves. The new human is accountable for themselves. The new human is compassionate to self, so that energetically what is being built up is a strong energetic field, centered in the beautiful sun of your heart, aligned to source above and connected to the earth below. So that we are this diamond-like essence, this diamond light field of coherent energy that is balanced in harmony. And again, the beautiful image of that golden spiral that allows the golden spiral of our soul and highest mind to come through, and we act from that place. So if you are an empath, rescuer, caretaker, caregiver, nurse, doctor, healer, therapist, who finds themselves burnt out, tired, not being able to face another patient or client, then I'm asking you, my guides are asking you to step back into self. Because when we are holding the light, when we are engaging with the center of our universe in a way that is self-fulfilling, that is harmonious, that is lit up with our own life force, we can do so much more, so much more. So with the changing of the energetic matrices, as one collapses, a new one is built, right? And just as a reminder again, and I'm sure I mentioned that in the first video I showed you with the link, is the energetic matrices, is that it's all about you. This is what drove me to share more over the last 2 years, to hold weekly meditations, is that this is about you holding the light. This is about you becoming a higher vibratory energetic being that examines their thoughts, examines their words, and to all intents and purposes, and as far as possible, maintains integrity of your field, maintains sovereignty of your field. Because the energetic integrity is needed to hold that light body in a strong place. Energetic sovereignty asks us to align to our heart field from a place of knowing that nothing, no one can shake us. Nothing and no one, and nothing and no one, and nothing and no one, right? That we claim sovereignty, because that's a discussion for another day, where I see so much happening in the spiritual world that takes people away from their sovereignty. Some of this is negative stuff, right? Conspiracy theories that are being shared that are hooking a whole lot of people back into another fear matrix, a spiritual fear matrix, right? Believing that they won't ascend, or that their bodies are not going to survive for whatever reason. And I'm not going to mention it here because I'm not going to get into that debate. You hold sovereignty. You choose what affects your field and what doesn't. And this I'm very passionate about. So without further ado, let me close this video in telling you that your choice is more important than ever before. The final video I will refer to, my energetic update for 2022. The next 2 years are fast and furious. Your choice points take you along a path. And so those choice points, because the path is moving so quickly, multiple timelines created, multiple timelines disappearing. Your choices count every moment of every day. Hold your hands on the steering wheel of your authentic truth and don't veer off that, whilst prioritizing your self-care above anything and everything else. Because we want to move to the flower of life sacred geometry, where everyone is in the center of their sacred circle. And as circles, we overlap and create a birthing point for the new human, for the new earth. But we can only do that if we maintain our energetic integrity and we remain centered in our energetic sovereignty. So with that, beautiful souls, close your eyes, take a deep breath, put your hand on your heart, and say to yourself, every choice I make matters. I am sovereign, I am free, I am light, I am love. And with that, I'm ready to say goodbye. Just a reminder again, I have multiple offerings in Cape Town if you live in Cape Town for one-on-one in-person sessions I'm now holding. But if you live across the world, then please consider joining the Starburst community. I have people from a number of countries, and it's not vast so that I can't give you my individual attention. It's a beautiful community, so that's one way you can connect with me. But if you enjoyed this video, please share it, please subscribe, hit the notifications, and as always, from my heart to yours, from my home to yours, I send you so much love and blessings.